Welcome to a 5D Mystics Skeptic Nutritionist Diary. This is the fourth episode, I think. I was going to do live, but I wasn't able to. I was going to actually carry you all with me while I went to go food shopping, but I was having some issues with my internet. So you're going to have to do with this environment and not a live, at least not for now. We might have some lives for other reasons, or maybe just because I could have done it live. Well, next time I'll think about it. Anyways, being yourself the smart way. Yes, spiritual and personal growth. In case you are new, what I should mention is this is for the playlist podcast, entire series of a 5D Mystics Skeptic Nutritionist Diary. And I will read to you the intro of the description because it's really good. Have you ever struggled? If you've ever struggled is what it says, but I'm going to say, have you ever struggled with advice you didn't want but maybe needed? Like a kid does, a 3-year-old, a teenager. I'm 45. I'm 45.0 version of Maria, just so you know. For now, I'll be 46.0 version in a little while. Or maybe you felt the clash between doing things your way versus, the right way for you. Not the right way for everyone. No. Please. You're one of a kind. Only you can do you the best way possible. As we just discussed, in intelligent minds, we don't put God at odds with spirituality, mysticism, or sciences, because that's for stupid people. I will refrain from using that word too much because I can be stupid with math. I still don't know what a 1 kilometer thingy is, but hey, that's okay. So I am okay with asking stupid questions. That's what my teachers taught me, and I actually am okay with it. You will relate to the journey. Difference is being yourself the smart way means you don't really complain in a way of like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. I'm so unlucky. That's not actually how it goes on inside of us. And I can't help this feeling deep within my soul, self, body, heart, mind, brain, because I'm in a ventral vagal state and I do know it. So when I hold me in my arms so tight, I get to recalibrate my consistently right, and I'm not in tune, but I'm okay with that because I'm trying to get rid of the ones who we don't want to hang around. That's actually why I do it. I don't want any ignorant copycats. They're not even copycats. I was thinking about the Little Mermaid, and then when Ursula moves into becoming the Little Mermaid. So okay, look, I have confidence. I am not a snoot. But like when I told my BFFF of all times, when she said, I thought you were snobbering, I said, I'm not. I'm just confident. Well, now I know. I know who's confident, Maria does, and then I know who's not. And that's why you will notice that I had to fix a glitch in the video that I just did. Is because I believe in God, but I am not God, nor are you. Now we can be a speck of source divinity, and I want to make this clear because spiritual bypassers need to be aware that they can call us all the names in the book. We are good with it. A 5D Mystics Skeptic Nutritionist Diary. Let me get to the real part, shall I? Because again, I love academia. Even the egoic, grandiose ones, they still have stuff to do. It's thanks to their research that we get to be able and make sense of things, FYI. Otherwise, we'd still be living in caves, and we'd still be looking at pictures like Plato's book, and there's 4D, 3D are basically doing that. Difference is we get to be grounded in reality, and I get to make fun of them. You get to laugh if you want, since I don't point out those who are my brothers and sisters in the way of making it very obvious. I mean, some people... if they really wanted to go and do, you know what, I'm going to start hiding it better because otherwise I'm going to get some mean people that are insecure that do shit that I don't want them to do. That's exactly why I had to fix the glitch. It wasn't because, oh my God, they're going to think I'm what was the word? I'm an asshole who's cocky and thinks she's all that shit. No, I ain't all that shit. Go try and telling people when they say they're divinity, and it's like, oh, but you're dividing the world. Where's your divinity now? I don't understand. Source, frequency. Yeah, frequency. Do you know how you vibe? It's explainable. Thanks, Dr. Daniel Siegel. I know the order of Melchizedek. We have a special order. I do. It's IHP Maria's land. I don't rule it. No, you rule you, but I only mingle and tingle with those who are on a high we have enough of the suffering ones. They think we fake it. Yeah, I'm faking it all right. You better bet I know all the feelings. I'm a big girl. Big girls, they do cry. Yeah, yeah, yes, they do. So, with that being said, I think we got rid of the ones we didn't want around. I get to tell you all about the Nutritionist Diary. Okay, get your ears unplugged, people, because seriously, have you ever struggled with advice that you didn't want? Or maybe that you didn't even think you needed, like, come on, really? Like, who needs a diary and to track every single meal you eat? And why? It's so tedious and boring. I don't track it. Thank goodness I got a nutritionist. She does it all the work for me. Look. Oh my God, it's so great. I have somebody who gets to do the work for me. And I get to see, we still need to wait 365 days. I don't know. If she's 100% what is going to work for me. That's how it works. No, don't be mean to the nutritionist. She has two beautiful people who like her a lot. I'm just still waiting because I'm still skeptic. It doesn't take just 7 days for you to, oh, look, lo and behold, it's true. That's why science, we need them, because see how long it takes them. It's like the little, what is it called? Excuse me, hold on. I need to work with my words. For as much as I say I don't care about words, I do care about trying to let you all know. It would be awesome if people were functional or child adult, so the body connected, number one. When you get them, you'll know who they are. They won't make a big deal out of words because they don't take offense. And they don't have weak sides or strong sides. They actually do recognize we're all basically going to potentially die from dark matter, dark energy imploding. So scientists, keep doing your research. Thank you, because for us, God is good. I already know Judgment Day and all of that other stuff. I'm a master of Resh. That's human secondary consciousness, and it's the healthy fear kind. Panic attacks give me a lot of practice. So let's get back to the introduction. So I will be calling the approach where, if you've ever struggled with advice that, again, clashed with something you wanted to do your way, and instead you know what the right way is for you. So body connected, ventral vagal state. Now we're talking, because now we use eustress, so all the diets, all the journaling, all of spiritual and personal growth is going to happen. That's why you get to be a part of that, which is the higher self, authentic you. Awesome, be yourself. I found out from scientists why people don't want to be their self. You can thank my facade friend for why I don't yell at people in their face and stop talking to them for real. So I did stop talking to him, but it wasn't a cancel and it wasn't a all of a sudden. No, it was, I'm not talking to you anymore. You've disrespected our friendship. I'm done. I'm only talking to her. You are out. And when I saw him, he was like a ghost, and he did not think it was funny. I did not think anything except for continuously for a whole 5 years with anger in my butthole, irritation. I was always yelling about him. That's why someone said, you did hate people. I said, no, I had him and another human being in a hate box. Those are two different things. I was already doing mindful mindset as a mentor without even knowing these words. And that's because I know, God, don't worry. It's not nice to hate your brothers and sisters. And see, if scientists are right, I'm just a child who's letting you all know my mother taught me good manners. That's why I dragged a 4-year-old down the stairs. She threatened me. That's not because of my mom. No, I had a bear eraser in one hand, and then I had another game in another hand, and I had just gotten taught by grown-ups, you don't take a gift back. It's not the right thing to do. So it's not fair. It's not justice. And and you get taught justice and fair, whatever. So she's saying, if you don't give me the teddy bear eraser, this is the explicit memory of Maria, I'm going to take the other game, which was the game I think she gave me, and I dragged her down the stairs. Today, my mom says that she's happy I defended myself. I'm pretty sure that's not how it went down once I was done getting her down the stairs. I still remember her name. And then I got to meet her. Again, it wasn't her, it was another one. This is how karma works, you see? And I remember that one too, because I learned something that day as well. Oh, this is a human being who spread a rumor about my guts falling out of my stomach because I wore a back brace. Now, people who are sensitive, meaning that they feel helpless, they will think that I suffered this. I'm telling it to you the way that Maria remembers it. My memory, my emotion, my body, just so we're clear. So that's exactly why I'm a skeptic mystic, because spirituality, we know we can live off of air, right? No, I wouldn't do that. However, I'm trying to, again, make a point. I'm the woo-woo pseudoscience lady. This doesn't deny or put God, mysticism, spirituality at odds. The only ones who want to prove spirituality are just as, I'm going to use a different word, yes, are just as ignorant and obtuse and grandiose and left-brained alone as the human beings who are on that other end of the coin. God's chiming in to remind me what my purpose is, which is to make you be yourself the smart way. Stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable. You don't have to do anything you don't want. I don't either. So, the second karma wheel, what I learned was you can't count on grown-ups to do things the way you want them to do it. And that's because the teacher didn't do what I wanted him to do. When I informed him of what the situation was, I said, I have to give a presentation on scoliosis. I'm a child. You're the grown-up. And someone said, I listen more to children. I don't. I didn't listen to children. I still don't. In fact, I only listen to grown-ups, the smart ones. The buffoons, I know who they are now, and that's because I'm a grown-up. That's how it worked for Maria. So when someone's like, I listen to children, I'm like, yep, not me. I actually only didn't listen to grown-ups and myself for a little small time. I gave myself a little pat on the back. I said, it's okay, you can be stupid once. Then I got to be stupid another time, and then I stopped being stupid. Yeah, so God does nudge his children, Akash source. It's very gentle unless you are actively going to want to be Pinocchio, who needs to fall down from the ashes and into the hole and then back up again in ways that are completely dramatic. Zen master, please stop owning the word Zen. You're not Zen. When you can't cry, open-ended inquiry. Okay, so self-agent here. It's self-help for self-agents. I've identified the target audience of IHP because seriously, anybody who is pretending to be a self-agent, they can't handle tears. They don't like to hear this. They don't like anger. They actively inside of themselves hope that one day, I think, they find me crying in a corner somewhere. Little do they know that that has happened probably already when I was a kid. And actually, I would go to corners and think in silence because that way they could leave me alone and I could think. So when you like to be in your thoughts and your feelings, that's why. Physical mastery, man. I swear I had a download. I'm not letting you all know the secret, but I'm like, come on, God, you got to be kidding me, right? This is not. No. It has to be more Fantasia. I'm an Akashic record reader. We come to master our mental, emotional, and physical planes. So I'm calling the approach for this lovely bit of episode, which is me chit-chatting with you, being yourself the smart way, which means blending science and spirituality, working with professionals who care, and paying attention to your inner and outer dialogue. It is about remembering that there's no one-size-fits-all way to be yourself and live your best life. I'm creating this IHP podcast series playlist to share this journey with you, and that way you can get to know me and have fun. The playlist is not about tracking every meal or drink. It's a series of reflections on how I feel and think while doing something I don't necessarily want that's still here, or even believe I need. The belief part is beginning to change, and that is, yes, in 7 days. I will tell you why. That's why I'm doing this entry, and then we're going to have another episode. Necessarily want to do following a diet recommended for my age. At the current version of Maria is 45.0. So currently I am 45 years of age, and it is not true that you can deprive yourself of sleep and stay healthy. You can deprive yourself of sleep and definitely have your body be fucked up. Now, for everybody who has a different way to use that embodied brain, I know it. That's why, again, it's not a one-size-fits-all. I'm speaking of Maria, and I can only speak from my subjective experience. I'm trying to let you know I'm not telling you how to sleep or not. However, you not sleeping the recommended hours, I am pretty certain that everybody has a specific number of hours. Work with a good professional who knows their shit, and you're going to probably find the benefits if you are a body in ventral vagal state. This is very important. Please, I'm not joking, although I joke. This is the one thing that I know my body is in ventral vagal state. I have eustress. It's not a competition. It is a seriousness. I'm not a therapist. I'm a mentor. I'm a content creator for people, and I am seriously aware of the fact that the therapists know if they're comfortable with you, Maria, then you're good. yes, therapist, but I'm not the expert in neuroscience, neurobiology, psychoneural, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You are. And so I will always know what professional is a good one and who's a bad one and why I care about you. And when someone tells me, as I'm telling them, this looks like dorsal vagal shutdown, dissociative disorder stuff, I want you to do hypnotherapy and da 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 da. Okay, look, I can help you on your growth journey. We're going to work with someone next to us because that's how it's going to go down. Not solo. It's serious business. Your health is serious business. So, again, I do know there's a lot of people, they're using their mouths and then they didn't notice their body. I know the body. The body is really great. So, my body already in 7 days is doing, yes, it's doing better. As someone who mentors, creates content, and hosts conversations about spiritual and personal growth, I see this as more than a diet plan. It's an exploration of what it means to be yourself the smart way. It's about balancing science and spirituality, left and right brain, ego and inner child, or the essence of you if you prefer, because some people don't like to think of the, although I would say that that's something you want to look at, but I get it. The wording can be a little bit weird. So once you get familiar with the sense of self and your whole, the reality is it's just you. Like I said, I'm 45.0 version. I don't change. I expand every year. Stop telling me I need to be someone different. My foundation isn't cracked. And those who have had cracked foundations, they get full of gold. And then they can bring themselves and say, look at my golden teeth. Look at my golden nose. And then we can, what is that festival? They throw paint on themselves. Let's throw paint on each other. So it's about recognizing there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Something both smart individuals and caring, effective professionals understand. And caring, it's not only they understand it, they will tell it to you. I was 4 and told I was serious. I'm 45, I'm still told I'm serious. I am not serious. I am thorough, I'm curious, I'm informed, and don't manipulate me. I know when you're lying, Cusco, but I don't tell Cusco that when I'm a grown-up because it's boring. I just wait for them to leave because they can't stand ventral energy if they don't want to be hugged by it. Be yourself the smart way. It is about discovering what truly works for you. It's about freedom of choice and with the right support, aligning your well-being with your brain, body, mind, heart, and self in harmony. Each of us carrying a story worth sharing. This is the other part. I do follow Jesus, God, and Holy Spirit. It makes my heart very sad that I have to hear the things I hear. And when someone wants to tell me that we're anointed, no, we're not anointed. Whatever big word you want to use, stop, because you're dressing it up. And that's because angels walk amongst us, and it's all 8 billion people and growing, and even the animals and even the plants. And we can actually be that which is called common sense people and know how to talk about likes and dislikes. You don't have to stop eating meat, but yes, let's start treating meat better. Let's stop pointing fingers at conspiracies and know that our ignorant society. I have a book from Eric Fromm, A Couple in or More, and he talked about a moment from when we went from farm medieval towns to industrial. So when somebody's taking these old ancient words and they're slapping it in the year 2025, that's not that's not accurate. So let's use different words, and let's remember the ones who like to look fancy. That reminds me of this Neapolitan joke. It's a rich man and a poor man. They're buried next to each other, and the rich man and their ghosts is always basically shitting on the poor man, and the poor man like, dude, we're both fucking dead, basically. That's where it's at. So that's why it's disappointing. Grown-ups who think they can play with words. Play with words. Get a self-agent. I can't tell you in your face what I think because my mom taught me manners. But you'll know a professional who knows what they're doing, and then you'll know who doesn't know what they're doing, and that's because you have your health in the forefront, but also because you learn from smart people. I learn from smart people. All the mental health sciences, when you got a pretender, they don't like people. They crap on the side that they don't like. That's not nice. When I see people near prisons with pitchforks, that reminds me of Braveheart when they're ripping him apart. That's, again, not funny. Fantasy is a very straightforward one. The ones who live their amygdala, the teenage version, I've seen them. They're out in the streets. Pinocchio, How's Balthasar doing? You still playing tricks for him? Hey, did you follow the fox today? Because those are the stories I'm going to use for the ones who are going to continue with they're trying to imprison us. Sure we are. Cages. They're trying to tell us we have, they're not trying to tell you anything except for get healthy. They're scientists. They use their technical verbiage. Give it a break. Give it a rest. Oh my God. So join me as we explore how science and spirituality together unlock authenticity, good resilience, and the best life for you. Live fully by being yourself. So thanks for tuning in and actually allowing me to, through these episodes, share insights on why blending professional guidance with self-awareness matters for long-term mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. Your spirit doesn't get tainted, but still, your capacity to maintain humility is part of that. So with that being said, 7 days, yeah, I'm doing pretty great. Besides the first 3 days being hell. And I thought I was going to get sugar poisoning, as you noticed from the live. Everything else, regular bowel movements, that is something that actually has been affecting my life consistently. I thought it was IBS. And now I'm like, not so sure. Maybe it was just my bad eating habits. Sleep, I get always good sleep. I need to move more, that's for sure, because I was sitting down and with my scoliosis. So there's like that part, for example, that I'm looking into. And so your body does need your attention. Again, when you're in a ventral vagal state, it's pretty cool because you got eustress, your body stays healthy because you're not inflamed and all that other stuff. You can't convince people who don't want to go do sensory motor somatics therapy, stuff like that. But also it has just recently been trending. Luckily, we have more professionals who do sensory motor or somatics, like the one lady who's talking about you can do all the diets and sleep you want, but if your body's not doing great yet. And so she's somebody, if you need like a name, tell me, because I need to write her name down. But then we have Dr. Amy Pegan. She's really awesome. She's got a podcast on YouTube. So, but I like this other person because I think that they also like practice the somatic sensory motor, I think. So remembering that you will see results with someone who works with you, but also they will care about you and they will be informed of their subject matter. That's why I learned about attachment trauma. Personal development doesn't involve the absence of me knowing how you're made. And then I got to find out a bunch of stuff. So again, the people who are denying sciences, they're just as ignorant as a scientist who will make fun of a mystic, spiritual one and tell us we're fake, not real. But I won't be upset about you can't be upset. I always laugh. Left mode brain people, they need an answer. Chicken or egg, I don't know. I believe in God and you can't take that away from me. Like Jesus says, they can kill you physically, they can't kill your soul, but we're not here to prove God to people. It's a gift. That's why we're not anointed and we're not special. And the mystics who are spiritual bypassers are still trying to save themselves. And they want a seat in the kingdom. They want to sit like that. What was it called? That one. When you watch the cartoons, they always have some very good. Let me find it. And Sadhguru shared a really good quote today that we talked about in the other episode, so I won't repeat it again. But if you are curious, one moment. Of course, I'm not going to find it now. I have too many folders. So it's the sword and the kid and the sword. For some reason, the rock and the sword, whatever that one is. So if you remember, the family, they're pretty mean to him, the sword and the stone. And so here's where I'm going to say the sword. Truth. When you look at the truth, thoughts, and feelings, they come together. Only you can discern, and you will know when you like something and you don't like something. That's why, again, have you ever been in a position where you struggle with something you like and don't like? It's not about what you like, it's about what works. And that's where more of us who know, that's the sword of truth. So you wield your sword, you wield your thoughts, you wield your emotions, you wield your prefrontal. Oh, in the other episode I said 2 prefrontals. We have one. It was the true frontal lobe. So please remember, don't take notes down. And obviously I do know that for the people who are having a good time, you won't. it's the people who will be just talking over me for some reason. No, it's because they're insecure human beings. When a person's insecure, it means that they're wanting a seat at a table. Nobody said you don't have one. You have one. You're your own differentiated self. I'm my own differentiated self. It's called, we have different ways to use words and thoughts. And science and spirituality and subject matters aren't competing. That's qualitative. All of it is all blah, 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 blah. Quantitative, great. We have people who do their job well as researchers. And that, there's no reason for people to get all pissy in their pants and competitive. So, cherishable beliefs, I have plenty of them. No reason for me to like or dislike people who have different cherishable beliefs in a way of affecting that which is an interaction which can be completely pleasant. Excuse, you confuse inside spirituality. No, I bring them together. I'm a mystic too. So to me, it's fun because I'm not insecure, you see? And that's where when some people say, how did you have fun with that? I'm not insecure. It's another human being. They're cute. They're funny. No, they weren't cute in that way. They're cute meaning they even recognized my voice. I was flattered. I was like, oh. I was like, I love all my brothers and sisters. I just don't want to hang out with the mediocre mind ones. So I can socialize every now and then with them. I'm not going to make them a part of my consistent day-to-day. Can you imagine what kind of conversation? No, please. So, yes. Nutrition is working. It's really fun, and actually I've held back a little bit of it, but meaning I'm so excited. Like, if this actually fixed all of that stuff that I was going through, I'm like, oh my god. And guess what happens when people love you and they're like, I told you so. I don't do that, but it's okay that they can do that. I give some people passes. They can tease me like that. That's very special people. They love me. That's what you do in a herd. Thank you, Manny, Diego, and Sid, our human herd. It's fun to be a 5D mystic and a spiritual one. God is always loving all his children, and there's no monsters inside of anyone. Please stop judging people based on dehumanization words and using those words completely. They're not demons. They are people, and they have names, and they have bodies. So if you can't do that yet, that's okay. Don't come back to HP. As that means you want Patrick Tian, as I can forgive. We all make mistakes, and no one deserves to wear the image of their mistake. They're branded here, and they will make up for it if they truly repent for their sins, which is why I'm very upset and disappointed at those who did not maintain their promise. So you can continue with your conspiracies. That doesn't do anything except for, I don't give a shit about that word. I know you made a promise and you're breaking it. Every time you break it, I have to see things happen that are not nice. So in the meantime, science, spirituality, they don't compete. Smart people know that. And if science is honorable, they will not actually dismiss us as buffoons. Let alone will they dismiss a number of subject matters for their arrogance and lack of capacity to notice that they are being arrogant and blind. But again, a fool with a tool is still a fool, and we will notice the fools who are on a fool's journey and they continue to expand in Dharma, and the fools who, well, they maintain karma. We do have cosmic karmic balancing, so we need all sides of a coin, and some people are maintaining it that way. We get the free will choice. You get to choose to be you the smart way. That's actually why we do have free will. Like Dr. Daniel Siegel said, he was mentioning, some say we don't have free will, but I believe we do. I agree too. And that's why it's not about control. It's actually about life is a mystery. Anybody? So that's why with faith in God, again, people who can't handle it, they go up to the Dalai Lama and they say, how dare you smile and on the face of all the suffering? And you think, did they not look up who the Dalai Lama was? Oh, wait, people are using YouTube to crap on every single thing that they don't like. And they're building communities. They're building millions based on falling and rising from the ashes again and again. Can you imagine that? Basically, instead of being in high school, Maria is now 45.0 version on YouTube watching a bunch of people do the wiggle dance, do the left, do the right. Okay, so I'm done with this episode for now, but I wanted to say hello to all of those of you who are following my diary and actually say, yeah, I'm pretty sure it works. Just because of one thing. Well, I mean, it really does make a difference when you are affected by, so in my case, IBS, which I'm thinking I might not even have, panic attacks, which have been better for a while now, thank goodness. I also have learned how to handle those. Maybe with the food, that'll change too, because I am a biochemistry after all. So fine, maybe people were right all along as they crapped on me. Even the doctor, remember I told you about that osteopath, right? So he's pretty much a person who has issues, but he has had always good results with me because I gained inches, and now I'm losing inches, but I know my exercise routine from him because that's how good my brain works when I has done year 1, 2, 3. I went for a couple years with him. So when I went to him when I was having back issues, stabbing down behind, like for real, not pretend people who actually, by the way, there's not backstabbers. I'm not in a physical war. I don't need to actually trust my life in your hands, and the roof might fall right now. So really, I'm just dead. What was I going to say? Yeah. So when he yelled in my face and scared the bejesus out of me, I knew that he was doing it because he loved me. He still loves me, meaning he cares about me as his patient because he cares about what he does, because he does, even though he has a nasty attitude, but he cares. He knows what he's talking about. Does he know everything? No, he doesn't. And his obtusity is unfortunate because he could have added the Schroth method that I use and we could have done something more together. But that's okay. I can handle my scoliosis at this point because I have plenty of good people that I worked with, including him. Point is, a professional's attitude sometimes might be uncomfortable because they have emotionally immature issues like he does. I'm sure his father or someone yelled at him, maybe his mother, that way. Like for him to do all that, there has to be, this is reactivity. So it's not a justification. Meantime, again, he always has meant well and done good by me and has helped me. And the first thing that gave it away, when I went to him, he said, okay, so this is your back. You're going to have to do exercises always. This is not just a one-time thing, and I'm not going to be manipulating into, no, we're going to work to give you that which is going to become part of your day-to-day routine. That's how professionals tell you these Hippocrates. Everyone says they want to heal until the discipline shows up. Smart people will know how to follow that which is good directives, but they will also know how to discern. And that's because I got taught by my mother, and she still gets into my, okay, let's look at who are these people, what do we research. She does the research sometimes for me, and so that is something that is important, and being able to say no. And so for me, having an osteopath that was yelling at me isn't a big deal because he got results, and I understand that he cares about me, because it's not the right way to portray it, but if that's the only way he knew how to, and he still knows how to, so it is what it is. If he was, so I'll give you another example. This one's a bad professional. As I go there, and I'm having another situation go down. Actually, I got two. One immediately gave me proactive something to do. And he, in fact, said, you don't need to come to me always. Here's an exercise, 3 in one little, and you did great. And then he introduced me some new topics for my scoliosis stuff. Okay, this is another osteopath. So he's actually somebody I would love to work with again. The other person instead had me coming back day after day, week after week, like on a clockwork. So it's like a therapist who won't tell you sooner or later you're going to be rid of me because I'm going to make you independent. So any professional who's going to have you come in just to give them money, that's somebody who's thinking about how can I ensure that that person depends on me. You know what gave it away? When I'm crying on this little bed and he's basically, instead of reassuring me, I forget how it was, he posed something, but it was basically, why do you think people need us? And that's not how this works. So, FYI, this is Maria's experiences, but I knew that this person, they can do what they do. They know how to do it well. Every time I left, I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. I got massages, but you don't care about me. You care about your practice, and you care about proving something. And it's in a way that is also, by the way, cheap, because it's all about the money and a title. While my osteopath might have, the other one, bad manners, because who knows who raised him. He knows what he's talking about in a good way. The other guy, perfect sweet spot. There's some stuff I could say about that one too, but that's on a different note. And it has everything to do with spiritual bypassing, by the way. But long story short, professionals who care, the two osteopaths, they care. This other guy just cares about the money part. He knows what he's doing. I don't want to work with him. In fact, I was able to get out of that. Thank goodness I was saved by my guardian angels. We all have them. But again, it isn't something that makes me say, I don't believe in science. I believe only in my ancestors. No, there's people who still believe in demonic possession, entities attached to you, energy vampires, dark auras, and ego, death, and dark night of soul. And they talk about their journey, which is not a journey that's going to move into anything expanded, as if they're more special. And they need to cut people out of their herd because they rise in their frequency, or that lightning is what you are meant to be, and not to have anxiety and depression cage you up, or that but we don't want to move out of this being able to just cry and whine about something. I stop pressuring me to get over it. Okay, so nobody pressures you to get over it. There's a grieving process. Some people just know how to chit chat about it. If you're sensitive about it, don't go to the people who know how to chit chat about it. I don't know what you want, so it's, and that's where everybody has a different level of awareness. If they're not aware that they are sensitive and that they can then talk about it, and actually we'll talk about this one in the next episode. 0-1-year-old attached panicky. So becoming completely securely attached, non-traumatized with your child parts and independent is not hard for those of us who are self-agents. It's something that we are aware of. Having people pretend to be self-agents is very much, I have to bite my tongue and leave it alone. That's how it works when you know that someone's a liar. And it's because my facade friend taught me, and then the attachment trauma educators. So I don't want to hang around sensitive people. I'm a grown-up. If I wanted to hang around sensitive people, I'd still be around. No. I'm a grown-up. To me, the words even meant something. So I'm a healthy grown-up. And I'm a child. And I have fun. And we can continue to do what we've been doing since our species began. And there's a lot of unanswered questions that we get to curiously, with all people, look into and have fun with. And I actually found something new. I need to look into it for the spiritual community. But on that note, thanks for stopping by. It was a pleasure to hang out for a little bit. And even though it wasn't a live, I hope you had 2 laughs and more. So yes, I'm going to say day 8 actually, because day 7 was on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Every day, come a day. 8th day. These days are ours. Okay, so basically day 8, doing great. I'll update you again. So yeah, going shopping, that's been a little bit of a problem. Coordinating times, I was able to get it to fit my schedule, and to have enough of the time between all of the meals, 3 meals, 2 snacks. And so now I need to figure out the shopping and how to get that one on a roll, and cooking. So we'll have more episodes on that where I get to just, again, chit chat with you all. I'll try to do some lives because I think those are fun. But it is a lot of things to do with short amount of time because I got other things to do. If that makes sense. My 24 hour, I really have TikTok. Not like cook. It's more like I got to run to make our other video. Okay, bye-bye. See you later, alligators.